before we take this forward, we have this amazing, wonderful Janaki here. Yet again, the series continues. So, before I give the introduction, let me just tell you that, when empowering people is your priority, you definitely get listed. So, we have Arpita Rai Srivastava here. How are you, Arpita?
Hi, a very good evening to all and glad to meet you, Amna and Pradeepji. Thanks for inviting me.
It's so wonderful having you here. It's very familiar. It's very easy. It's very cozy with you. So, let me just introduce Arpita first, and then we take the conversation forward. So, Arpita, she has many layers to her. Beginning, she's the director of MindCube Multi Services Private Limited. She's the president of Prime Minister JK by PPA, if I'm saying that correctly, and winner of the glamorous public speaker Mrs. India 2021. International Glamour Project Mrs. India 2020, a social entrepreneur, CSR professional, a social worker having 20 years of experience working with 3XL levels for top corporate social sector and education institutions. Brand ambassadors, jury at multiple organizations. Her philosophy of life, as she says, is that art of giving. As I said initially, that it has to be on your priority. When you work together, you definitely empower. Arpita, super happy to have you. So many layers to you. Let's get talking and tell us about yourself, your journey, how it all started. Pradeep ji, take it forward, please.
Thanks for that lovely intro.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Amna ji, and thanks to Arpita ji for coming here and giving the insights how exactly the break the bias which we are talking for, and of course the junkie talks where we are talking about so many biases are there among the community and the people, and how we as an individual and how we as a community can actually make a ecosystem or make a platform where each and everyone get actually uplifted or get empowered because of our entity or because of our initiatives. So good to hear you, good to be here. I would like to listen more about your childhood days, your schooling, and of course, there was some background story behind, of course, the working of those corporates. After the corporates, there is a story how you went to this beauty pageant. So, in a nutshell, I would like to know more about that because that is where the break the bias of from your end. I would like to listen, or everybody would like to listen.
First of all, let me thank you, Pradeep ji and Amna ji, for this brilliant initiative of conducting Junkie Talks and the Nari Shakti Samman, conference, and the felicitation for empowering all those women who have done commendable work during this pandemic. It's a beautiful initiative, and my best wishes to both of you for having this wonderful event. Well, as you said that we are anyways, we all are empowered in ourselves, and I strongly believe that we women are really one of those examples. But I must say we are the blessed ones because empowerment or breaking the bias, if you think about, it looks sometimes it's like a myth to some of them. It is something that we need to talk about. Well, it is one of the very talk about topic in current scenario, but yet it's important to understand that it's still an uncharted water for many of the ladies in today's scenario. And I think that's the reason that why we all are conducting these events, so that we can, set examples to the entire society that women are doing a fantastic work in their respective fields. Well, as far as me is concerned, I hail to a very small city called Varanasi, born in a very religious place. And I did my schooling from here, though I am born in Lucknow. And you can understand a girl from a very small town and then to settle in a metro space like Mumbai. But let me tell you, I never had an inferiority thing. I was the one who wants to break the bias. Why? Because in those days, girls were limited with their dairas. I hope you understand. Ladki ho, apne daire mein raho. There were rules for us to mend. You have to do this, you don't have to do that. And I was the rebel. When someone says that you are not supposed to do this, I will be the first person to do that. My mother was really fed up of my this attitude, and the funny part was that she consulted a psychiatrist. Is my child normal? Because I never treated myself as a girl, because I was blessed with a family where everyone happily accepted and nurtured me just like a boy. But once I step out to the society where we hail, there was a lot of major difference when it comes to the girls and boys, the gender equality statement, which I was the one, which I was never in a favor. It is a society where everyone should be treated equally, I believe. So that's how I landed from a small town to a metro. There I made it realize that she's from a small town, but my work talks about myself. I proved everyone wrong by stating that your work should speak about yourself. And then too, there was also a stereotype that I broke. I was a simple graduate from a BA Political Science honors, and I entered into a hotel industry, a service industry, where it was said that to be on a certain position, you have to be from the hotel management background. And there also I proved wrong, because service, your work talks about yourself. I had a very good interaction with my guests, and I was the one who always believes in the values of the Tatas, that the guests are like gods and you have to take care of them. So the only thing I must say is this, that if you have a confidence on yourself and you know that you're not doing anything wrong, I think everything is achievable. But life is not like that. Life is like a roller coaster. When I thought everything is sorted, I was on the heights of my career. One incident took my life, and it was again up and down. I was completely shattered, and it was something that happened to me. I was bedridden for a year. I had a paralytic. And then too, I have to leave my service industry, because it has to be a 16, 18 hours standing job. And once you have gone through this kind of a medical condition, your family and your friends won't recommend you to go for a stressful job. And then too, I entered a corporate world, leaving the service industry where I was doing fabulous. And then again, to upgrade myself, I did an MBA from the HR, and thought that if I have to survive in the corporate world, I have to be equipped with all those qualifications. And then I learned, I did multiple courses, and I excelled well. And then too, again, I thought that the corporate world is good, but then I have to do something nice for the society. And then too, again, I left the corporate world and joined the social sector. In social sector, again, as a human, it was my basic nature to help people. So everyone said that, why can't you be in a profession where your nature and your capability and your intelligentsia helps them and guides them, to the people. You should be the voice of the voiceless. And that's how I started pursuing the social work. And then I landed into the CSR forte. And again, I was doing pretty well. And then as you all know, the pandemic hit. Now I was the woman who was often keep on traveling, confined to 4 walls. And then it was a brilliant initiative. Again, people say that she's a traveling woman, then now what she's going to do inside the house between the 4 walls. And then I thought, I'm not going to waste my time like this. Let me do something which is really unusual. Again, I entered into the pageantry board to see where I stand. Luckily, I did well as far as my personal front is concerned. And the beautiful part was this, that I, with the help of all my associates and friends, synergized our energy and have contributed to Atmanirbhar Bharat learning platform, where we shared all our work and the expertise in educating the people. So that's the small story in a nutshell. Thank you.
So, it is so amazing to hear this journey from the rebel to the established one, to yet again saying, you know what, I stand tall and strong no matter what. So they say, अब because ये कहना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा सा बॉलीवुड का टच लेना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज क्या है, हमारी जो ऑडियंस है, जो देख रही है, उनके लिए थोड़ा सा इसको हम लाइटन भी करना चाह रहे हैं कि अब जो टाइगर है, the lioness, stays a tiger, whether it's in Bollywood or it's in the jungle, right? So the idea is that as long as you know that you're strong, as long as you know that you have a purpose in life, I think You are on the go. You're on the journey. You cannot stop because the destination is something we don't understand. And together, yes, you said correctly, as a team, as we're doing what you're doing with Janaki here, Atmanirbhar Bharat, like I said, with Dr. Mandakini also, like we've had her, Arpita also. It's very familiar. It's very candid. So it's very cool. Why? Because we all are working together to make this drive successful, to make it more enlightening and inspiring for people who join in. So I think we all will make it fluid for those who are watching, and जो की cooperation हमें मिल रही है और जो हमें हमारे कोलैबोरेटर्स की हमें सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, चाहे वो हमारे वेन्यू पार्टनर्स हैं, चाहे हमारे मीडिया पार्टनर्स हैं, या जिस भी तरह से वो जुड़ रहे हैं. पैन इंडिया से अर्पिता, व्हाट इज योर टेक? पीपल हु आर ट्रैवलिंग, these achievers, these women who are traveling pan India on sheer goodwill for this Nari Shakti Samman Prayojan, right? For Janki, SHERISE, breaking the bias, taking that call, saying what, post-COVID, I am ready to go out. And, wo money heist wala, I am going to make it now. What is your take? How do you see it?
See, I strongly believe that empowering women is very essential in today's scenario. And I think the work that we all are doing is towards that. Right now, I being a CSR professional, or Pradeep ji is from a CSR professional, you being a social sector, at the end of the day, what are we doing? We want an equitable society, equitable society where everyone should be given an equal opportunity to flourish and explore. Right now, the agenda of doing it was anyways, yes, to highlight what women in their different perspective fields are doing, point one. But the basic idea that what I feel was very important of doing this is our Janki skill centers. See, the idea about we all did was training to the rural India, that what the Atmanirbhar Bharat learning platform was doing. Okay, training, the vocational training, the incubation program, the public policy that we were doing it, and the most important successful mission of the Atmanirbhar Bharat was Mission Shakti, which we were doing for UPSIDA, right? And it was really fabulous. We got a lot of appreciation for that. So now when we are, for any activity that we do, we were simply online. Let me tell you honestly, people were thinking that we are good or masters on the online. This time we want to show them that offline also we're going to rock, point one. But the agenda of doing the offline event was to set up, the idea behind is to set up these skill centers, so that what are we going to give the message to the society by doing this is we are not simply preaching, okay? We are actually in action also. If we are training it, if we are making you equipped that you should have a basic knowledge, we are also giving you the opportunity to empower you and to also excel you in your respective fields by setting up this Janki skill centers. Okay. Now, what are we doing? As I said, what are we trying to give you? What are we convey a message by setting up this skill center? If you may ask, Pradeep ji, I'm sure we need to talk about this also, right? Is first thing is this, that we are boosting their self-esteem. Okay. Then we are acting like mentors, and we have an industry experts who are educating them on different topics, so that the crowd or the masses are led by examples. Okay. Then a hand-holding is also being given to all our expert teams to them. So this is all the basic idea of, setting up the skill centers so that they can have their own small businesses.
Right. So, you said rightly that the whole idea basically driving this force forward was actually to have Janaki centers, and placed obviously well, so that, whether it's a woman and not a woman as well, man or a woman, because again we're saying breaking the bias is about like breaking it here, because the real muscle is here, right? So what we're trying to tell you is that it's about your emotional upgrade, it's also about your financial upgrade. That is why Janaki came in. Janaki comes in why? Because with this drive, like you said, and you mentioned with Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Mission Shakti program that we did, and I was also a part, and thank you Pradeep for engaging me in that. The best thing was, when you see things at the grassroots, and when you get in touch with that kind of, vibration, then you realize there's so much more to do together. because one person cannot lead it, one person cannot do it. You need to have people who come collectively. There has to be a group action, there has to be a sense of vision as to like I said, that action that हम दिखाना चाह रहे हैं कि हाँ हम एक्शन में हैं, हमने सिर्फ ऑनलाइन काम नहीं किया है लेकिन हम ऑन ग्राउंड भी करने को तत्पर हैं, लेकिन हमें वो सपोर्ट चाहिए. CSR प्रोफेशनल, यू आर इन द कॉर्पोरेट understanding so easy. I have worked with the CSR. Truly, that's what we're saying, and we're urging these big houses, please, who are listening to us. I know there are many few who are listening. Please, think about it. It's very imperative, and it is the need of the hour. Post the pandemic, very much. Don't you agree, Pradeep? Don't you agree, Arpita? What is your take?
Yeah. Just see, I would like to add the dots actually. What all those dots either you or Arpita is talking about. Basically, when I see the work culture of the Tatas, where actually Arpita ji was also working, and to working for those things. The seed has been grown among us that you have to empower them, because we have been at that process. वो जो दाना है ना, वो जो चीज है कि नहीं आपको लोगों के लिए काम कर, वो वहां रह के हमने सीख लिया कैसे करना है. वो भी उसका एक कुछ एग्जांपल्स हैं जो आई कैन आल्सो कोड कि कैसे अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है वो द पर्सन हु इज वर्किंग ऑन द ग्राउंड, उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी दी जाती है या दी जानी चाहिए. फर्स्टली, yes, of course, what we are talking about is how to empower, but there is an action plan for that. There is a vision for that. There is a mission for that. That is what actually this Janki talks, or of course the Janki skill centers we are talking for. जो हम बात कर रहे हैं, हमने जब वोकेशनल किया था तब भी यही चीजें कोशिश की थी कि what all the segments are there. हमने जब आगे भी जो चीजें हमने लर्निंग की, वो लर्निंग हमारी लर्निंग तो है, लेकिन लर्निंग को जब आप क्या बोलते हैं ग्राउंड में उतारेंगे, there will be the people, there will be the ecosystem, there will be the institutions, there will be the organizations for which we require the support. And वो support ऐसे नहीं आएगा, वो सपोर्ट को क्रिएट करना पड़ता है. सपोर्ट को हमारी बात लोगों तक बतानी पड़ती है. वो जो मैं कह रहा हूँ कि संवाद करना पड़ेगा. आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि हम स्वावलंबन की बात कर रहे हैं, आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि हम लोगों को स्कीम्स की बात कर रहे हैं, आपको बताना पड़ेगा कि लोगों के हम स्किल डेवलपमेंट की बात कर रहे हैं. और स्किल डेवलपमेंट जब भी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द स्किल डेवलपमेंट as per the need, as per their capability we are talking about. It's not only that we are talking about the emotional intelligence or the financial intelligence or the public policy. It's not like such. We are talking specifically about the skill development of the person or the individual, those who are there, as per the need of the people, as per the need of the demographic, geographical requirements. उसके हिसाब से हम कोशिश करना चाह रहे हैं कि वहाँ की जो भी नीड है. अगर उड़ीसा में, मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल दूं, अगर मैं उड़ीसा में बात करूं तो मैं शायद सोचूंगा कि जो भी मत्स्य उद्योग होगा, दैट इज फिशरी एंड ऑल, वी विल ट्राई फॉर दैट. बट अगर अब मैं कश्मीर में हूँ तो आई विल नॉट ट्राई फॉर फिशरी, आई विल ट्राई फॉर द एप्पल एंड एप्पल कनेक्टेड बिजनेस. सो दैट वी नीड टू थिंक फॉर. केरला में बैठा होगा या गुजरात में बैठा होगा तो आई नीड टू थिंक फॉर समथिंग एल्स. सो वो रिक्वायरमेंट्स को भी हम कहीं ना कहीं हमें सर्च करना पड़ेगा कि हमारी एग्जैक्ट रिक्वायरमेंट उस पर्टिकुलर जगह की क्या रहेगी, उस जगह का क्या सिस्टम है. हर अपनी स्टेट का अलग अलग सिस्टम है, मोबिलाइजेशन का भी अलग सिस्टम है, लोगों की रिक्वायरमेंट्स का भी अलग सिस्टम, उसको भी कहीं ना कहीं समझना पड़ेगा. इसीलिए हम चाह रहे हैं कि जितने ज्यादा स्टेट से लोग हमारे पास आए, फर्स्ट में को मैं अनुरोध करूंगा सभी से कि जितने ज्यादा लोग आते हैं, हर अलग अलग स्टेट से आते हैं, तो हमें हर अलग अलग स्टेट के बारे में जानने को भी मिले, वहां पे वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, व्हाट ऑल दोस गैप्स एरियाज फॉर इनेबलिंग दोस सेंटर्स. हम शायद समझ पाए या करने की कोशिश कर पाए, हम शायद देख पाए कि हाँ यहाँ पे ये चीजें हो सकती है. कौन हमें आके सपोर्ट करेगा कि ठीक है, मैं कोई आएगा तो बोलेगा मैं फंडिंग कर दूंगा, कोई आएगा बोलेगा मैं रिसोर्सेज से सपोर्ट कर दूंगा, कोई आएगा बोलेगा मैं मेरे पास सेंटर है, मेरे पास लोग नहीं है. तो हम इस तरीके से हम उस चीजों को शायद आगे लेके जा सकते. और यस ऑफ कोर्स, जब भी हम जैसे अर्पिता जी बोल रही थी ब्रेक द बायसेस की बात है वो छोटे से शुरू है, वो महिलाओं के साथ तो सबसे ज्यादा है. आप किसी भी देखिए, हमने अब तक आई थिंक 10 से 12 सेशन हम कर चुके हैं, और सब जगह यही बात आती है जब महिला की बात आती है या जो क्वालिफिकेशन की बात आती है, वो बायसेस है हमारी. होटल इंडस्ट्री है तो नहीं, ग्रेजुएट जो है वो होटल इंडस्ट्री का ही होना चाहिए. वो बायस है हमारे कि ग्रेजुएट जो है वो उसी इंडस्ट्री का या उसी सेगमेंट का डोमेन का एक्सपर्टाइज का होना चाहिए। वो एक चीजें ब्रेक करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, बस यही कावियात है। बाकी ओवर टू आमना जी।
एंड आई वुड जस्ट टेक दैट क्यू प्रदीप आपसे कि हाँ बिल्कुल, जैसे हमारे प्रीवियस सेशन में भी उन्होंने यही कहा कि देखिए ये आप कर सकते हैं, जरूरी नहीं है। she started her career by being a photographer, right? She's a very established makeup artist. So she was saying the same thing that ये एक नोशन है कि जब करने जा रही थी तो कि डॉक्टर नहीं बन सकते, आप डॉक्टर बनो, टीचर बनो, स्पेसिफाइड फील्ड्स, you know. So let me come back to Arpita. So Arpita, looking at the challenge, you know, in the eye and saying, you know what, I can do it. You've done it, right? Seeing the highs and the lows and the drives. Gender equality, also seen as sexual equality, right? So ये जो actually में notion है कि corporates में ये ज़्यादा होता है, otherwise you don't get to see it. Resources, opportunities की मारामारी तो throughout है, across है. तो एक तो वो आपके हिसाब से क्यों है, और उसको डील करने के लिए what should women really do, not men, because every junkie, trust me, I'm sure आपने देखे हैं वो सेशन, जो भी आए हैं उन्होंने ये कहा है कि a woman is already empowered, वो शक्ति स्वरूप ऑलरेडी है, लेकिन उसको कहीं ना कहीं वो एहसास कराना, किसी लेवल पर कराना is the only idea. तो आपको क्या लगता है, what is it that the women...
I tell you, Amna, struggles are a part of life. We know that fact, right? तो आप ये सोचें कि आपके लिए हमेशा रोजी पाथ रहेगा, that is not fair to say that.
Yeah.
You cannot change people thinking and perspective, okay? Because everyone is from a very different background, right? Thought process सबका बहुत अलग है. हम जिस परिवेश से हैं, कोई जरूरी नहीं कि आप उस परिवेश से हो. सबकी अपनी ideologies and thinking process अलग-अलग होते हैं. And people do have insecurities. I can understand. You tell me, if I talk about in Maharashtra, if you see, all the North Indians are heading the top-notch positions in the corporates. Why? Anyone. Suppose you have your own domain, right? And an outsider sits on top of you, and you will be like, is I'm a fool working for so many years and they hire an outsider above me? So what's the loyalty of me to the company? Right? It happens, right? The HR never gives that kind of hike to a person who is in a house, but they will always hire a person outside with a higher package. So what are you going to do about it? See, it's not about a girl or a boy biasness. You would feel it in the corporates. It's everywhere. Let me tell you, it's everywhere. So the point is this, you have to find out the way out. You know, it is on your individual capacity and a skill that how you find out a way out to stand between them and realize them that we are also one like you. We are not over here to take your position or your attire. You know, we are just one of you. The discrimination happens when a person has a fear. If you ease out those fear and make him comfortable that you're also one of them, I'm sure things are sorted out. The problem happens, people have an ego. People don't speak. That's the biggest problem. You know, we are all humans. If you nurture them with love and care, I'm sure a person will understand. This I'm talking about my personal experience. I have been really, I must say, grilled at my corporate levels. But I was the one who will never have a chicken on my face. Everyone used to be like, hey, Arpita ko to koi farak hi nahi padta. She is smiling and she's like, she can handle pressure so well. It's just because it's a temporary phase. Try to understand the message what I'm trying to give it to you. You often the same pressure at your home also. Right? That the viewpoint never matches. The ideology never matches. How you cope up, just because they are your own people, you surrender. You compromise. Right? I'm not telling you to compromise, but please look out for a ways. Make a healthier relationship. Certain things, if you feel that a person is not able to understand, walk out. But time is a very big factor. Sooner or later, that person, you won't imagine, I got a shock of my life 20 years back. I met one of my seniors in one of the meetings. It was a very remarkable experience of me. I would like to share with you, Amna.
Yeah.
That he was a senior of me, and I never had a good terms with him. Luckily, I met in one of the meetings to him, and he was serving me, and I was the guest. And that was the hotel where I was heading. Okay?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm not going to name that. So now the property where I was servicing, I was the guest there. Now you see the difference, okay? And that person came to me and he said, "Hi, Arpita, how are you?" And I'm like, I stood up. I stood up, okay? I was the guest. I stood up, I shook hands and I said, "Hi, senior, how are you?" He said, "I'm no more your senior now." You know, I said, "Senior, you will always be a senior, okay? Because you made me learn all the things." He came and he said that, "Arpita, I have to say something which I've never said to you. I hope you have forgiven me. I really have done very bad things to you, but I never had a guts to confess. Today I saw you and you met me so beautifully that, you know, I felt guilt from inside what kind of a man I am."
Yeah.
So 20 years, it's a pretty long time. Even I've forgotten also. So,
But
you know, life is like that because you don't know what a person is suffering from. Sometimes it's not your fault, but it's their inner frustrations that they put on to juniors. Right? You take everything so personally. I always feel, never take anything so personally. Let it out. You know, it's better not to crack your brains there. Move on, I believe. That's my personal, solutions to these problems.
So, people who are joining us now, those who've been listening to us, whenever you listen to this, do like, share, subscribe. Arpita Srivastava Rai's handles would be underneath. Our information is going to be underneath in the description box. Do watch it, and her advice is perfect. That, just believe in yourself. Do not give up. Do not listen to husky refuses because you don't need them. You don't need to kiss every frog you meet, right? So as a strong woman, if you know what you've done, and even if you've kissed a few, you should be confident about the fact that, that was your learning, right? And that's how you grow. So I talk about experiences in that sense that whether it's personal, professional, socio-economic, political, whatever, you have to stand tall. Why? Because together only is the way forward. You cannot stay and say, I can lead this and move on forward by myself. Unless you say that, I have that confidence in me, strongly embedded. जैसे अर्पिता श्रीवास्तव राय ने शुरू किया और उन्होंने कहा कि मेरी जो मम्मा है वो कहती थी कि I am such a rebel, but that rebel today stands tall, has the chivalry that men should have, because we're not talking genders, I'm using chivalry. So minus gender, शिवलरी दिखाई, कर्टसी दिखाई, खड़ी हुई, अपने सीनियर को आज भी उन्होंने अच्छे से जो इंसिडेंट बता रहे हैं उन्होंने ग्रेटिफाई किया. तो kudos to such women and that kind of soul. जैसे प्रदीप ने कहा प्रीवियस सेशंस में कि ये बदलना बहुत जरूरी है, ये ब्रेन मसल है, ये सबसे पावरफुल मसल है यार बॉडी में. सो लेट्स वर्क ऑन दिस. और ये संवाद, ये चर्चा क्यों है, इसे खर्चा क्यों कर रहे हैं हम, और इतने लोग मिलके क्यों जुड़ के आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, और इतनी दूर दूर से लोग आ रहे हैं, क्यों आ रहे हैं? इसीलिए आ रहे हैं ताकि हम बदलाव ला सकें. जनकी स्किल सेंटर्स का आना बहुत जरूरी है, हम सबकी यही कोशिश है. बाकी देखते हैं, as long as the support is on, the journey is on. हम गिव अप नहीं कर रहे हैं at आत्मनिर्भर भारत, माइंड क्यूब, Voiceitout and so many other people who are showing the cooperation with us. Management हमारी जारी है, institution चलना है और चलता रहेगा. So अर्पिता जी, अब हम थोड़ा सा lighten करते हैं, थोड़ा easy करते हैं, striking quickies पूछेंगे. प्रदीप जी, you're done. You will shoot.
Yeah. Arpita ji, ice cream or cold drink?
I have to choose. The bad part is I don't like both of them.
You okay?
Yes, I was knowing actually. See, okay, hot coffee or cold coffee? Hot coffee or cold coffee? Hot
coffee.
Or
hot coffee. Hot coffee.
Okay. Cruise or non-cruise?
Fruits.
I'm talking about cruise or non-cruise.
Non.
Jammu Kashmir or Kerala?
Jammu Kashmir.
मैं तो मेल
North or east? North or east?
North.
Thank you. Over to Amna ji.
Okay, so I will ask you one.
Amna, your
Have
turn.
you ever been on a blind date?
Yes, why not?
Nice. Okay. So Bollywood or Hollywood? What do you like?
Hollywood.
Hollywood. Okay. So if somebody says, you know what, give up CSR, sit home, enjoy life, would you do that?
Well, give me an option.
There's no option. See, this is rapid. You have to tell us.
No,
would you?
I said if someone says leave CSR and be idle at home, then I will ask, what are you a well-wisher of mine? Or
Like enjoy being at home. Like enjoy being at home. Would you do that, or you'll push yourself? As in, like, will you push yourself?
Well, currently what I am doing, I'm enjoying at home, right? Both are a part and parcel of life of mine. When I think of working, I work. When I think of being relaxed, I'm relaxing like a normal woman. So both are a part of my job.
All right. So basically, you would pretty much carry on saying that, I can manage it really well. So I'm good in my place. Absolutely. Wonderful, Arpita. It was so great talking to you. We've spoken about, certain issues. But okay, one last question I'd ask you that what is gender equality, diversity per se, in a workplace scenario? Because you have the fair experience and the audiences would really benefit. So give them a little insight, sneak peek, and then we take the closing notes.
See, to me, gender equality means give an atmosphere where diverse people can interact and work towards a healthy environment and learn cross national, cultures. That's what I love about it. That's what I would say to my viewers also, in a nutshell.
Great. So I would just say, people who are watching, people who are supporting, we are looking forward to host you once again. I'm reminding you, do not miss it. It's going to be worth the wait. 1st of May, SHERISE Break the Bias. The edition that we come with is Janki, Conclave and Awards. Okay, कोऑपरेशन आपकी बहुत रही है, सहयोग आपका बहुत रहा है, साथ आपका बहुत रहा है, सामर्थ्य हमारे में भी है कि हमने बहुत कोशिश करी, बहुत लोगों को जोड़ा और बहुत से अच्छे लोग जुड़े, बिकॉज ये कड़ी है, ये सोल ट्राइब है जो जुड़ी और मिलकर हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं आत्मनिर्भरता की ओर, जैसे प्रदीप ने कहा था। और वॉइसआउट के साथ हमारा मानना ये है, एटलीस्ट व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग overall, is that if you're together, you empower. So we should always keep that in mind, that inclusivity is the way going forward. So gender equality is not what we're really looking at. We're also saying that, let's talk about that equal head. Let's talk about that equal understanding. So the better half should be the right one, not the other half. I am not the other half. I am the better half is what we talk about, and Janki Skill Centers is what we want. And those who are coming in pan India, huge gratitude to you guys for coming in and making this what it has become. Nari Shakti Samman Prayojan, Janki Conclave Awards happening very shortly. Thank you so much for all the support that you rendered. Thank you so much. Over to you, Pradeep ji.
Thanks, Amna. Thanks to Arpita ji. अर्पिता जी ने 2 चीजें ऐसी बोली जो बायस्ड हम जान सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से कॉर्पोरेट में है, इन हाउस और आउटबोर्ड हायरिंग जो है वो रियली प्रेजेंट है कॉर्पोरेट्स में, एंड दैट इज वेयर द बायसनेस इज देयर, स्टिल बायसनेस इज देयर एंड यू विल फाइंड। मैं सिर्फ एक ही चीज और बोलना चाहूंगा, माय व्यू इज माय व्यू, योर व्यू इज योर व्यू, बट देयर कैन बी द चांसेस दैट माय व्यू इज नॉट गुड. So whenever it is there in any of the scenario, either the political or the social or the personal or even the friend to friend, okay, the difference will be there, difference in view will be there, difference in thought will be there, difference to expressing those thoughts also will be there, but only resolution to this difference is the samvad. That is what the jankitalks is. Whenever we talk about the differences, we should talk about the samvad. That is what. Thanks to Arpita ji, thanks to Amna, and thanks to all our collaborators, supporters, team members, and yes, of course, the co-operations team, those who are supporting us. Thanks to all.
Ji, I would end up again with a beautiful quote. I must say, a quote should be there from my side. Well, to the viewers who are listening to us, and as you know, our brilliant collaborators, whether it's Root to Bloom and Atmanirbhar Bharat and Voiceitout and SHERISE, aamnasingh, I must say that we, the change makers, are coming together on the 1st of May 2022 at the venue that she has already mentioned. I would like to tell you that this is the day where we are reflecting how far we have come, but also how far we have to go.
Absolutely.
Please do keep in mind with that, and do shower your blessing with your presence. And to all the women, Nari Shakti, who are there with us on this forum, I must say that there is no force more powerful than a woman determined to rise.
Absolutely. I love that,
Thanks for listening to
Arpita.
me.
Very lovely said, very beautifully projected. Opportunities, resources, sense of understanding, and that responsibility only comes when, we talk about woman power, because that is Shakti. And you just actually exhibited that, and I love you for that. Together is where we empower people. Always remember. So, as she said in her interview, do listen to the interview when you go back. Why? Because she said that, you have to minus and let go of your insecurities. Very temporary, doesn't serve, right? Embrace, life is short. कितनी दूर जाना है अभी, सफर तो बहुत लंबा है. तो चलते हैं, आगे बढ़ते हैं. अर्पिता, शुक्रिया जुड़ने के लिए, बहुत अच्छा लगा. एंड जल्द मिलते हैं.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pradeep ji, and thanks,
really miles to go. Thank you to both of you. Miles to go. Thanks. Namaskar.